So, guys, I still support Trump, but this Epstein cover up talk, it ain't just shady. It's dangerous to the mission that we started in 2016. You guys gotta check this video out.
What's up, guys? It's Benny. In an absolute bizarro world wild clip today from the White House, President Trump interrupts Pam Bondi when she's answering a question about the obscene and insane DOJ memo that says that Jeffrey Epstein effectively committed no crimes and all of his friends committed no crimes and everyone's absolved. And stop asking questions. We looked into it, bro. Don't worry about it. Stop asking questions. And Trump said, "Why are you asking questions about this?" It's a wild moment. Here it is.
Sure.
Could I just interrupt for 1 second? Are you still talking about Jeffrey Epstein? This guy's been talked about for years. You're asking, we have Texas, we have this, we have all of the things. And are people still talking about this guy, this creep? That is unbelievable. Do you want to waste the time?
So really quick, guys, I'm sorry to pause it so early, but please like the video. But President Trump, he promised to expose the elites, not to protect them. We didn't elect you to say move on. We elected you to burn the swamp to the ground. Let's keep going, guys.
Do you feel like answering?
I don't mind answering.
I mean, I can't believe you're asking a question on Epstein at a time like this where we're having some.
So it was a very fascinating tactic, given the fact that Donald Trump has talked a lot about Jeffrey Epstein. Donald Trump has promised multiple times in dozens of interviews to release all the Epstein files. Donald Trump started his political career talking about Jeffrey Epstein.
Yep.
And about Bill Clinton on Epstein Island. So it is of course a legitimate question. And more importantly, it's something that's not going away just because you say stop asking questions about it. And at the exact same time that was happening at the White House, Tucker Carlson drops a massive interview on Pam Bondi and the Justice Department covering up Jeffrey Epstein's crime and murder. Sagar and Jetty has a theory. Now, of course, I encourage you to watch the entire 2 hours and 20-minute interview. I cannot encourage you enough to watch the whole thing. It's already got millions of views here on X. We watched it, and we plucked out 3 very important parts that we want you to hear, along with a conclusion. Okay, so here we go. Starting first with the most important part here, the Tucker Carlson apology to Jeffrey Epstein.
For myself, I never thought that I would be offering an apology to Jeffrey Epstein. I think of all the times I've maligned that guy, all the times I've accused him of crimes, of blackmailing people, of trafficking children to powerful figures around the world on behalf of global intel services. And then I learned yesterday from Attorney General Pam Bondi that's totally untrue.
Yes, yeah.
The guy killed himself after 36 days in prison for no reason. He was a billionaire. He had no clients. He'd done nothing wrong other than get naughty massages 20 years before. And the guy killed himself, another pointless death. And then his best friend, former girlfriend, Ghislaine Maxwell, doing 20 years in prison for no crime. There are no victims.
Yes, it's a victimless crime. They're obviously persecuted by the state.
Yes.
They're political prisoners, really. It's The Hague should come in and do an investigation, or we're watching one of the most systematic government cover-ups of all time.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, Tucker Carlson, of course. The reason why we listen so closely is because he's done some of the most profound reporting on this. Interviewed Mark Epstein, interviewed the Bureau of Prisons, and
The same DOJ that let Epstein walk the first time. And we're supposed to trust them again? Nah. America isn't divided by race or religion. It's divided by loyalty and common sense. Let's keep going, guys.
the people who did the autopsy and so on of Jeffrey Epstein. Nobody has actually gone deeper down the rabbit hole than Tucker Carlson, given his platform at Fox News when he was doing a ton of this reporting. And so Tucker knows what the hell he's talking about. And so here's Tucker's theory as to why the cover-up is happening. Here we go.
People have followed it for years. The president promised to reveal the truth about this. Pam Bondi, as you said, went on television, said we have the truth and we're going to give it to you.
Yes.
I think this is kind of
So again, guys, that's the thing that everybody has been saying in my comments, have been saying on my friends' comments. You got OK Rick, you got Trace Taman, you got a lot of people, right? they've been saying, we're tired of Pam Bondi speaking. We still support Trump. We still support the DOJ. We support his cabinet, but we're tired of the nonsense that goes around this Jeffrey Epstein case. I get that it's graphic. People need and they want to know, right? We have to know what's going on. I'm sorry to tell you, we have to know what's going on in the world to know how we have to move along in this world. It's a huge elite pedophile ring. Go on.
I think this is a big deal. It's a really big deal. It's
I hope so.
bigger. I hope so too, actually. So let's just assess this logically. They're covering up. The DOJ, the current DOJ under Pam Bondi is covering up crimes, very serious crimes by their own description. Why are they doing that?
Yeah.
So there are really only two potential explanations that I can think of. Maybe you've got another. The first is
So really quick, guys, leave down below why you think that is, and tell me if you still support Pam Bondi being a part of the DOJ.
that Trump is involved, that, you know, Trump is on the list, that they've got tape of Trump doing something awful. I don't believe that for two reasons. One, I've talked to Trump about it a lot. And I know him. He's not that, you know, for whatever his sins, I don't think he's that guy, actually. I don't think he likes creepy sex stuff. That's just my view. But moreover, more, I think, convincing is that this is all information that the Biden administration had. And if there was evidence that Trump had been involved in illegal sexual activity, you think the people who made up Russiagate wouldn't have leaked it?
Right.
Come on now. So the only other explanation that I can think of, again, maybe you've got another, is that intel services are at the very center of this story, U.S. and Israeli, and they're being protected. I think that seems like the
That's
most
the
plausible.
most obvious. If you have a history of this, there have been multiple documented cases of pedophilia inside of the CIA perpetrated by CIA officers, documented that in many of those cases, I believe over a dozen cases, this was a BuzzFeed news piece years back, where the CIA specifically did not want to prosecute those individuals in federal court for fear that they would reveal sources and methods if they were pulled into open court. And they basically just made it go away. The only time they actually prosecuted somebody for child pornography was whenever he'd already being prosecuted for mishandling classified information.
Well, when they want to crush you, they put kiddie porn in your computer. It's why I don't have a computer.
It has no,
Don't own one.
Yeah, if you're an
That's
important
why.
person, you should be careful.
No
And
computer in my house.
This is
Ladies and gentlemen, here is the article that was referenced there. Secret CIA files say staffers committed sex crimes involving children. Declassified CIA Inspector General report shows pattern of abuse. Repeated decisions by
So really quick, guys, this isn't conspiracy. This is a confession, right? If this happened in their own building, what makes you think that they would expose Epstein list? So many people are going to lose their jobs. Let's keep going, guys, because this is unraveling right before our eyes.
federal prosecutors to not hold agency personnel accountable. Over the past 14 years, Central Intelligence Agency has secretly amassed a credible evidence that at least 10 of its employees and contractors committed sex crimes involving children. You can read the article right here, ladies and gentlemen. They had to FOIA all of this information. Tucker Carlson explaining rightfully, and I'm so glad that he gets this, anybody who's really connected to the base does get it, that people are furious. And they have righteous indignation over what's happening right now, over the gaslighting on the Epstein issue.
so they're not stupid. At the
But
very
how can you
least.
say that thousands of children were raped, but I'm not going to find out who raped them?
Yeah.
How can you say that?
I agree completely.
They said that. By the way, when Pam Bondi went on television and said, I have a videotape of kids getting abused, I followed this case closely, and I know a lot of the people involved, as I've told you.
Mhm.
I had no idea. I didn't know that. Really? Thousands of children got raped?
Yeah.
Who raped them? Where are the rape?
Exactly, right? This is the line right here. You can't say justice for all. If kids were raped and no one gets named, it's not dangerous to ask. It's dangerous not to ask. Let's keep going, guys.
Rapists, like, why aren't they in jail? What? This
For
is the
life.
Department of Justice.
Yes.
That is so crazy. This is honestly one of the craziest things I've ever seen in my entire life. And I just think it's very dangerous to play around with this stuff. Like, very dangerous.
Well,
I don't want a revolution, but if you wanted a revolution, this is how you would act.
Yes, yeah, it is. Because, I mean, I gave Versailles as an example. When you pick the
Exactly. It's not Trump's enemies that he should fear. I believe it's Trump's own base. It's them losing faith. Fix this now or the MAGA train derails. Let's keep going.
court over and over again, and the people start to wake up to that. Bad things can happen. And this is something that I find really disgusting about American elites, is that for a long time, the American Republic and the elite system has been one that can actually cycle at least some of the wants and the needs of the American voter to basically placate it and keep it from going down the path of fascism and or socialism. But when you continue to just double down on the imperium and on what fuels the empire itself, and you would keep ignoring all of these things, I mean, I do think this bill is an important part of that. Like,
Yeah.
This isn't about Trump haters. It's about truth seekers. And if Trump doesn't fix this now, the MAGA train may not be able to survive this silence. Let me know what you guys think about this video. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe if you're new. And as always, let me know what you react to. We're out.